I'm here to fix it.
No.
Now listen to me. You raised your skirt and opened your knees and gave it away to a man with too much power. You're not rare. You're not special. Your story's no different than 1,000 other stories in this town. So you know how this goes. You could call this in your sleep. First, they'll smile, be warm, sympathetic, on your side, letting you know that they will fight for you. They will lull you into a false sense of security. And then, once your belly is exposed, they will gut you and everyone you know. And they will be swift about it. And by the time you realize you should be fighting back, well, you're already bleeding to death. That is the presidency versus you. Whose victory do you think they will fight for? Whose body do you think they will bury?
He would never.
He would never. You and I both know that he is not in charge. He is never in charge. Power is in charge. Power got him elected. I know more than you could possibly imagine about things of which you cannot dream. He told you that you would be First Lady, and you believed him. Did I not raise you for better? How many times have I told you you have to be what? You have to be what?
Twice.
What?
Twice as good.
Twice as good as them to get half what they have. Sleeping with that. For God's sakes, you know to aim higher. At the very least, you could have aimed for Chief of Staff, Secretary of State, First Lady. Do you have to be so mediocre?
All right. The clip that you just saw was from TV series Scandal, where Papa Pope is reading Olivia Pope the riot act and telling her exactly what's what in no uncertain terms. And I said that is probably comparable to what I do sometimes on my women's channel when I don't feel that they're quite forthcoming. Okay. So I have the spirit of Papa Pope sometimes on my women's channel. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because I was on Loadkast's Hangout, and we were supposed to be talking about the quality of content on YouTube, especially in the black male sector, the black manosphere. And as things progress, we always get down to women, right? So we were talking about women in a certain vein, a certain subject. Game Changer was. Basically, they were disagreeing with him well before I got on the panel. But when I got on the panel, I gave him some forensics, but I got accused of not sympathizing with what I feel is the bullshit that Game Changer was saying. And to me, it was. Now, he feels differently. I respect his opinion, but it doesn't jive with reality. And so, well, basically, I wasn't the only one that went in on him. But the thing is, Man of Tomorrow, MOT, actually accused me of not sympathizing with Game Changer. And he says that I would not talk to women or go in on women that way, or the same way that I went in on Game Changer. I don't even think I went in very much on Game Changer. I really don't. But I told him that I do. And Black Onyx said the same thing, that I do. And the very next, not the very next night, the very next hangout I did with the women, that actually came up, and I actually mentioned that. And I asked them point blank, am I easy on them? Because I got accused of being easy on women. And Katz actually said that while I'm not easy on women, I do take a different approach. And I do take a different approach because I do not talk to women the same way that I talk to men. Okay? You have to use a different language. That doesn't mean I'm easy on them. Same thing with men. I can't go to a soft approach toward men because they're going to run all over you. Okay? That's just is what it is, right? So I have to talk to men differently than I talk to women, because they're two different sexes. They have two different kind of brains. So I do take a different approach. I do use different language. But by the same token, there is no pissing match on the women's side versus the man's side, because he talked to me differently than the women talk to me. But be that as it may, since there was a question that came up, and basically I take that to heart, I'm going to put up the two clips side by side. Now, these clips are, to be fair, these clips are going to be a little long because I don't want to get accused of taking a snippet and cherry picking something. I never liked that. So these snippets are going to be long. They're entertaining, so they're not that bad. They're actually funny, entertaining. They're light. It's not something real boring and heavy. You'll probably enjoy them. But the snippets are a little long to give you not only the way I talk to men is different, even though I can be not harsh, but also critical and to the point. And the way I talk to women that can be harsh and critical and to the point. But the object is to get to the truth on both sides. And the women will tell you, even at the end, that I'm not easy on them. Just like I'm not easy on them. And in fact, I think I was actually easier on Game Changer than I was on the women. Even though he was more stubborn and he was more combative. But I'm going to put these two clips side by side. First with Papa Pope actually talking to the men. And then with Papa Pope actually talking to the women. About some contentious or controversial subjects. So sit back, enjoy, get your popcorn. You probably enjoyed. You probably laughed because I did. I did on both hangouts. I actually laughed, and we actually came away enjoyable. In fact, the women enjoyed it, even though it was contentious, and the men actually laughed. I don't know. Game Changer probably has his feelings hurt. Maybe not. I'm not gonna say that, but yeah. It's going to demonstrate the different approaches I take to men and women and to get the same thing and basically hold their feet to the fire the same way, but in different languages. But anyway, I'm going to sit back, enjoy, get your popcorn, get your libations. And this is just me basically holding with my foot on the neck of both men and women. Enjoy. Peace.
Okay, so as I was saying, scarcity as far as quality sex goes is a very real thing, and that's something that has been artificially created by Black women. There's no way that we can have a race of women who are 82% overweight and say that there is an abundance amongst the remaining 18. Unless 18% of women are really busy sexually satisfying the 100% of the male population that's interested in them, then there is a scarcity that Black men do not want to admit exists. Now, our way of coping with this scarcity, which was forced upon us, is to lower our standard.
Well, there's a catalog now, an online catalog you can go to called Instagram. You can find with a quick location search. You know that, right?
Let me ask you a question. Is there a difference between... Go ahead. Is there a difference between quality and scarcity?
Well, there's a scarcity of quality.
There's always a scarcity of quality.
Okay.
I'm just trying to help you figure out how to find one of these because I don't get this. There's this, there's a lot of good looking sisters out here. You just ain't gonna find them making good everywhere.
Right. No, making good is when she was young, she was a 9, man. That's like less than 5% of the population.
No, but I'm talking about just to find that type of gene pool in out in the regular, just to find that type of genetics out in the open. That's like 1 out of every 50 women you're gonna run into.
No, yeah, about that.
Well, let's put it like
1 out of 50, you would think, right?
Yeah.
Put it like, well, the question proposed to me was an exceptional beauty, which is making good. However, my bottom limit would be Issa Rae. So there is still in the Black community a scarcity of women who looks equal to or better than Issa Rae.
You know what remind me of? Wait, I got this. I know exactly what's wrong with him now.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you thinking just like a black bitch.
Yeah, you are.
You are.
He gotta be tall, he gotta be fine, he gotta be handsome. Is she trying to oversee all the average would do? You average yourself, player. You sound average. You don't sound above average. You sound like a light-skinned dude with a little shadow mustache and a pair of square glasses like mine.
Oh, so Issa Rae is that Insecure chick creator.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, she's about a 5.5, somewhere around there.
I mean, there's a lot of chicks that's on Issa Rae level.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. I live in Cali. I live in the Bay Area. There's
Oh, well,
you
you in Cali, so yeah.
Well, as do I. But I'm saying in general, there is a scarcity.
You live in LA?
There is no scarcity of vagina, man.
Ain't no scarcity.
No,
I just think that there's a scarcity of quality. Okay.
Dude, no, that's not quality that you're looking for. You looking for like some rare meat type shit, nigga. No, don't do that to yourself.
There's supposed to be a scarcity of quality. There really is supposed to be a scarcity of vagina. There really is. Okay. if they took away birth control pills in abortions, there would be. Then you would see a scarcity.
Uh-huh.
You really would. Then they would close your legs. You know, and pussy would be very, very expensive. It ain't that way anymore.
Jeez, man, he out here looking for cheerleaders and shit.
You know what? I hear that all the time now.
I don't see them nowhere. I don't see no good black women nowhere.
There's no such. There's a shortage of pussy. No, there isn't.
I have a question though.
I mean, I don't think she looks that bad.
Hey, everybody who has something today, just press one in the chat box, please, and do not lie.
Everybody turned down some that you didn't want. Press one in the chat box.
I'm pressing one right now.
A lot of people turn down stuff, especially in Cali. You turn down more than you actually have.
Mm-hmm. So,
because there's more to turn down than there are acceptable. But see, I mean,
what part of Cali you from?
I can't believe. I'm from Oakland. I can't believe that we're having this conversation.
You in my neighborhood.
What part?
You catch the train and go right across the bay.
Yeah, go to San Francisco. You still see some pretty women, especially in Palo Alto.
I'm not talking about individual experience. I mean, I don't think that's the question.
Where do you hang? I'm trying to help you out, bro.
No,
where do you go? Where you hang out?
Here's what you're doing. Here's what you're doing. You know, you're not helping at all because you're making this an individual problem, and I'm talking about a cultural phenomenon.
We're talking about a cultural phenomenon.
It is a cultural phenomenon.
Excuse me. I'm not finished.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're not finished.
Yeah, I'm not. I understand that. So now the reason that that the three of you are doing this is because this is an attempt to make personal shame.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Okay, then understand it's not me. It's not about my personal love life or anything of that matter. Understand that. I'm talking about a global phenomenon. So it really doesn't matter where I'm from, where I live, or what I do.
We can
how much I make, excuse me, or how much I make, or if my glasses are square, or if I'm light skinned. None of that is material because we're talking about a cultural phenomenon.
It's not a cultural phenomenon.
It is a cultural phenomenon.
Oh my gosh.
It is a cultural phenomenon, BGS. There is a reason that black men date uglier and fatter than any other group of fucking men on the planet. All right.
I would say fatter, but not ugly, because most of them, even our fat ones are pretty damn good looking. They pretty cute.
Basically, the reason that the black women
because they have the same scarcity that we do.
Because I'm in the hood, dude. I'm in LA in the hood, man. The reason dudes and Loadkast can shout out this. The reason that black dudes date ugly and fatter women is because they're easy.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's scratchy balls. I need something right now. That's all. That's
easy. That's easy.
You need somewhere to stay too.
Man.
If you broke,
need somewhere to stay. You dig as hard. You don't want to do all no talking. Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, that's the purpose of it.
That's all it is.
You know, white dudes do it all the time too.
You should have at least one fat girl in your black book, dog. It's important.
Yeah.
No,
I extinguisher. But didn't y'all just prove the point by what y'all just said?
No.
Yes, you did.
Okay, what his premise was, there's a shortage of pussy in the black community. We said there wasn't.
There's a shortage of bad.
And then he said there's a shortage of quality, and I said that is by design. Of course, there's always a shortage of quality.
Okay. All right.
Well, relative to other races, we have the shortest. Like that.
No, we don't.
Okay, well, there are more fat in the black community than any other community. So yes, we do.
No, actually, there isn't.
Oh, really?
There's more fat. There's more white women in the country by 5 times.
There's more white women than anything. There's more white women than anything because there's more of them per capita. BPS, we have the shortest percentage.
Oh, now we're
of
gonna go per
available
capita.
slim women.
Oh my God.
Not really. 60% of
That's how you're
percentage.
supposed to do it. That's how
The
numbers work.
percentages between the
Oh,
percentages
Let me
between
see if I get
the
some bad.
percentages
Come on
between
here right now.
the percentages between between black people and white women basically there's what about maybe a 12% gap. And then if you factor in that black women have a heavier bone mass because we go by the BMI, then basically there's not that big a gap between them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that big a gap between them.
We
go by
this. No, hold on, BG.
And then if we go by just ugly white women.
If we go by the BMI, I don't want muscle bitches either. So I don't care if the 200 pounds is of fat or of muscle. I do not want a 200-pound bitch. All right.
Well, but the thing is, does she have a pussy?
All right, I'm done talking to niggas with no standards.
No.
We pulled the N word out, did we?
Yeah.
Oh
my goodness!
Hey,
my
my
goodness!
thing.
We
Can I
did
ask
pull
a
out. Well, we
question?
pulled out the N word. Oh my
Can I ask a
goodness!
question? Why does it matter of these fat women that you don't want to date? Why you guys keep discussing about women that you do not want? That's the problem. That's the problem I'm having.
Of the ones that we do.
But if you worth your salt, you'll find a woman that you want.
There's supposed to be a scarcity of women that you want.
It sounds to me he's dateless and upset because
No, he's got a woman.
He really do. Do he really?
That's what he says. He says he got a woman.
That's
She's not
what
black.
he say, but what he's saying ain't what I'm hearing.
What he wants is his wet dream.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what I'm talking about.
That's like a Loadkast. That sounds like a black woman because you set the standards so high because you really don't want black women, or you really don't want those women. Because if you just want a pussy, you basically, and I've done it. Okay, if I've done it, I fucked the 3. So because I wanted some pussy right then. There's no lack of pussy. I turned down 3s, 4s, and sometimes 5s. That doesn't mean it's not available. It means that I didn't want what was on the table. Like when I was a kid, right? Saying that there's no food, right? No, I didn't want the food that was on the table.
Exactly.
So my parents made me go hungry.
Yeah. That's facts.
That's all that is, man.
That's all it is. We just shooting the shit, man. Don't take it so seriously.
Yeah.
No, but game changer. The real thing is now the trick is that you want to, if that's what you're looking for those type of chicks, you got to be in those places where they're gonna be.
Mm-hmm. You got to qualify for them too.
It's like I've heard women make this same silly thing. I'm looking for a man with money, but they can't afford to go to the clubs where the men with money are at. They can't get in them, but they're looking for a man with money.
Yeah, just like the problem we're having with colorism, right? And because it kept coming up on my women's panel, and finally, one day I actually read a post by this chick that she was actually on the. I think I put up in a video where she was actually I think it was on the Guardian was actually doing something on colorism, and she actually put up a post, and in the first paragraph, right, she's on Tinder and she swipes right about 15 times. Swipes left about 15 times. She rejected 15 guys, and what it is that the guys that she wants, which is the upper class dudes, don't prefer dark-skinned women because those dudes have a type of woman that they like, which is lighter skin and like Karen say softer, longer hair, closer to that's white standard. Yeah.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
The empathy and the explanation you just showed that specific woman, you would never give to a man.
Yes, I would.
Never.
Yes, I would. I just did it. No. I actually I reamed her. If you actually listen to the podcast, I reamed her. I said you shooting for dudes in the upper class, and you basically you can't fucking compete up there. That's what I told her. Does that sound like I was giving her sympathy?
No. I'm talking about.
Does that sound like I was giving her sympathy?
All right, I'll concede that point. But what I'm saying is, if you juxtapose that versus what Game Changer was just saying. Game Changer couldn't make that statement, but you clearly explained on the opposite end what Game Changer was clearly trying to say.
I understood what he was trying to say, but the thing
Okay,
is,
cool. All right.
okay, in other words, if some chick came to and tell me that she couldn't, a dark skinned chick that was halfway decent came to me said she couldn't get a man, I tell her she was bullshit. She was bullshit, and there's plenty of dudes out there that would get with her. And then go into it about what kind of guys are you chasing? You chasing guys, a black dude that's college, is bachelor's or above, they're making 6 figures above, and those dudes are particular about the kind of women that they want. You got to go compete for them. So if Game Changer said, I like chicks that look like Megan Good, okay, then you're gonna have to look a certain way. You're gonna have a certain amount of money in your pocket, and you got to go out and compete because they ain't walking around. Okay, but if you go for 3 or 4, there's tons of them.
I mean, but we're talking about body type versus how she looks, because I guarantee you, any person with similar body type would probably be that way.
Are there ugly women that weigh 110 pounds?
Sure.
Would you date them?
I probably would over a big chick. Hell yeah.
No. What I'm saying is, if you have an ugly chick that's 110 pounds, would you date her? Because you have tons of ugly chicks at 110 pounds.
Yep, you do.
You have tons of strags, as we call them. And trusting me, MOT, you would not date them chicks.
No, I wouldn't know. I mean, I have choice.
Yeah, you have choice. No, but basically, even if you're desperate, you probably wouldn't date them chicks. Basically, Onyx knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, man.
It has nothing to do with body type.
Nah, it don't.
Same thing with ugly, scraggly white chicks. I went to white schools for the majority of my educational experience. Okay, tons of ugly white chicks.
Yeah, man, there's a ton of big white chicks.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. See, this is what's wrong with a lot of you black. What's wrong with a lot of brothers nowadays? You got to love these women for their minds. Now, it's hard to find a woman. Now, it's hard to find a woman with a good mind, with a good head on her shoulders. Now, y'all know what? That's harder to find than making good.
You know you done fucked up, right?
Yeah,
you know, Loadkast, you done fucked up, right? Now I'm getting ready to go and jump on Game Changing side now, because now that's a big difference.
Talk about trying to find something hard. It's hard to find.
You had me at pussy, okay? We came to the mind. You done fucked up. Hey, Loadkast to tell you, man, I'm not easy on women. I'm not easy on women at all.
Not at all, man.
Not at all.
No, actually, I like how he handles himself with women. I have to now and then. I have to acknowledge what he does and how he handles it. You can learn a lot from how he handles females.
Yeah. In fact, the women, my women's panel say I constantly have my foot on their neck. Yeah. That's what they say.
That's where it's supposed to be.
Because I tell them in a minute, come on. Kendra has to pull me back sometimes. I say, come on, baby. Come on, tell the truth. Don't give me that bullshit. Come on, tell me the truth. You know where you stand. You know you're not a 7. You know you're a 5.
Derek
Come on,
Jackson.
Say what?
Doc Lipson said, "I got the spirit of Derek Jackson in me."
Hey, you got to balance me out, Loadkast.
That's cool, man.
It was Loadkast as a hangout on Thursday. It was actually Wednesday. And Game Changer was on there. Game Changer and Man of Tomorrow is actually on there. And I was checking Game Changer about something. And he says, how come you can understand the women but don't understand him? I said, if you talk to the women at my panel, they say I always have my foot on their neck because I won't let them lie. If you tell them BGS always got his foot on our necks. He's not easy on us. And does it seem like I'm easy on you guys?
I think you take a different approach than you do with the men.
Yeah, because you're women.
Because you be saying some stuff to the dudes. I be like, what? Okay.
Because he said something. Well, he wanted to defend it. He said something I disagreed with, right? He was saying something that me, everybody else was laughing at except him and Man of Tomorrow. He said that black women have a boycott embargo on sex, right? And I laughed. I said, what? I said, what? I said, are you kidding me? He said, yeah, black women have a boycott on sex. I said, so they boycotting you? He said, yeah. I said, so you're telling me that the women from a 3 to a 10, that none of these women will actually have sex with you? He said, well, yeah, but those aren't the women I want to have sex with. Now we're gonna qualify it. I said, now we're gonna qualify it.
I thought he might have been talking about Alyssa Milano and the women in Georgia, because they're trying to boycott sex because of the abortion thing.
Yeah, the abortion thing. What basically what he's saying is that black women are refusing to are not having sex with their men. That's what he was trying to say, and it's across the board. I said, wait a minute, black women, especially modern black women, black women are giving out coochie, like a buy one get one for free. They handing it out like it's like McDonald's Happy Meals. I said, what are you talking about? So they can't give up any more sex than they're doing now. What are you talking about? You see, compared to when I was coming up, when there wasn't no pills, the condoms, you had to steal condoms, and there was no birth control pills. Those chicks had to cross your legs because they had those real consequences. But now, I said, you kidding me? So, and he tried to qualify to say, okay, now walk me through your dating profile. Who do you do you reject women? Yeah, I reject women. So what are you talking about then? Yeah. Well, you just don't have no standards. Now we want to bring standards into it. Okay. So either there's an embargo or there's not. So
it's just an embargo with the women he deal with, I guess.
No, it's an embargo with the women that he wants.
Mm-hmm.
They have to look a certain way. And I said, "Do
what
you qualify?"
What does he look like?
He's never shown, but he's never shown because evidently he doesn't qualify. The same way those women don't qualify for a certain kind of guy or qualify for you. You don't qualify for the chicks that you're after, evidently. And you're a nerd on top of that? Come on, man. And at least I said, I don't mind you saying that you can't get the women that you want, but to be honest, it's say wholesale black women aren't having sex. That's bullshit. He got mad. How come you can't take his feelings into account just like you take the women's feelings into account? I said, I'm hard on the women. I call on women if you come in here with some bullshit that doesn't make any sense, that doesn't jive with reality, I'm gonna jump all over you. But the women on this panel actually
tell the women they have to compete.
Yeah,
they always have to compete.
Mm-hmm. You got to compete. You have you and basically if you don't get the dude that you want, is that you have to fat. I wasn't good enough to get that dude. And I tell guys the same thing. If you compete the best you can't get the woman that you want, then you're not qualified to get it. Okay, it is what it is. Then you have to, find out what you do qualify for and make that work. Because I just did that to E, because she was talking about colorism. So we went the whole 2 hours on E. But
I think it's almost like unnatural for most women to be that honest and that raw with themselves, because
you see her roll up me. Oh, but I've never seen it in my experience. Come on, please.
I was on a panel last night, and they were talking about women who basically were having kids for money.
Oh yeah.
And so it was like, okay, I'm a single mom. I didn't have my baby for a check. But it's like, I honestly don't know anybody that's had a baby for a check. And I'm not saying that it's not possible, but I'm like, I don't know nobody who's had a baby for a check.
How do you know? Have you questioned all the women that had babies out of wedlock?
No, I have not.
Why haven't you?
I don't either, though.
So how can you say you don't know them?
I mean, because
I
would say like this. There are certain things about their character that would kind of give certain things away, that would kind of indicate, like, if they treat the kids a certain way.
No.
To me, if a woman had a child not out of wedlock, but if she had a baby for a check, generally it's not going to be the same type of love that you would have for a child that you actually wanted to have and wanted to love.
Why not? Why not?
Because a lot of women that have babies for a check kind of use the kids as bartering chips. Like, oh, if your dad doesn't give me this, then he can't see the kids. And it won't have anything to do with what kind of father that man is, as opposed to
So what if the dad is the kind of dad that pays anyway without any kind of and most guys do, they give up the money without any kind of hassle. What if he's that kind of guy?
I still wouldn't be able to tell if she just had the baby for a check. Like, I don't
because you don't date women.
Is
I
that
sure
the
don't.
same as the old keep a man baby? Or is that different?
It's another version of keep a man baby, but
Okay,
instead
now
of
I do.
keep a man baby, or well, you have keep a man baby. You have also keep a man's money baby.
Okay, well, I
Or,
have seen it. Okay, I
or you get the or say you get the chick that has that has a baby by 100 octane guy.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Even though, and basically just because you had, I mean, even the chicks, even the most ratchet chicks that had the baby for a check or baby for welfare, she still loves that kid. She still has maternal instincts. I would say the vast majority of chicks that even do have a baby for a check, she's still gonna love it. That's still her baby. She's still gonna love her baby.
I think it's semantics, but when I've seen those situations, and I know young women who have had babies with guys who maybe like they were on the brink of breaking up, and then it's not that they were poked holes in condom. They were having sex the entire time, clearly without protection, but it just so happened at the end of the relationship they got pregnant, and then they're happy.
I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna stop you right there.
Okay.
Okay. In this day and age, okay, I know, when and basically, I'm 60 years old, right? When I was 12 years old, okay, when I was 11 years old, we had sex education, right? This is back in 1970. What was it? 1972. Okay, I had it again when I was 16, so I had it twice. Had sex education. That dick plus pussy equals baby if it's not protected. If you don't wear a condom, you're not on birth control. Dick plus pussy equals baby, right? The vast, this is what 50 years ago, right?
Right, of course.
Almost 50 years ago. I know that all the generations under me have all had that have gone to public school. I would say if black people's probably damn near 100%. Okay, have gone to public school, have had sex education. Okay, you know that if you're not on anything and you have an unprotected sex, that you're taking the risk of having a baby. Especially as a woman. So say that it's an accident. So say that it's unintentional.
No, but BGS, not like that. Like, let's say I know women, and I know a couple different girls that were in relationships with guys. So they're in long-term relationships, 2 years, whatever, and things start to go south. And as things are going south, they're still having sex, but maybe just things are going south.
Okay, you want okay? That's the woman's perspective. You want the man's perspective.
What's the man's perspective?
Things are going south, right? He's getting ready to leave, right? Okay. So, if you having sex, there's no way that you're gonna be in a long-term relationship 2-3 years and not get pregnant, and all of a sudden, as the dude getting ready to leave, you pop up pregnant. How's that work?
It can happen.
It can happen.
Wait, what was the question?
Okay. Now, baby. Now, baby, take the woman bullshit away. Okay, we're gonna talk facts. Act like we talk about your daughter.
Okay.
Okay, so act like we're talking about your daughter. Your daughter's in a long-term relationship. She's not sure about the dude. What's first you gonna tell her?
Make sure she's using protection.
Make sure you're in protection. So say that your daughter is going with a dude for 5 years, right? And for 4.5 years, she doesn't come up pregnant, right? Okay. 4.5 years, they haven't, they're young people. Young people have sex 2, 3, 4 times a week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So all that time she's not popping up pregnant. Now all of a sudden things start to go south. He getting ready to split, right?
Mm-hmm.
So so the last 6 months, the last 90 days, they having sex. All of a sudden, before he leaves, she pops up pregnant.
I think though I understand what you're saying in BGS. This isn't the woman stuff. Like I literally, and I'm speaking from my own experience too.
I am too. I am too. I'm not going to speak on it because I don't like putting.
Yeah,
putting I don't like putting other people's
That's
dirt
all
out
I'll
into the
say
system.
is I'm speaking from my own experience.
In other words, that's a keep a man baby.
But look,
or it's the exception and not the
you're just
rule.
being reckless. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Danielle.
Danielle.
I'm saying like it's possible, but it's not it's the exception that a woman would pop up pregnant and it not be a keep a man baby.
Yeah. I mean,
that's the exception. I understand what you're saying.
So basically, the exception, you can go to Vegas. If you can take that exception and across the board, you can go to Vegas and make a whole lot of money. Because the odds are very slim. Slim.
I mean, of course, I'm not in their head, so I won't say either way. I will just say at the end
we're not gonna use emotion. We're gonna use logic.
Yeah.
What are the odds of you be dealing with a dude for 4 years and he's breaking your back 4 or 5 days a week for 4 years? You don't pop up pregnant, but as he getting ready to leave, you do. What the odds on that are? What's the odds of that?
If she messed up her count.
It's a high unlikelihood.
High unlikelihood. So basically, which is something that irritates me about women. Okay, basically, if you guys were in your circle, it was nothing but women where nobody could hear, and you guys got to discussing this, and I gave you the exact same scenario, it'd be a different story. You women, girl, it'd be that.
I've never had a woman tell me.
You hear that? And all of a sudden, you get about 20 women. They give that same scenario where nobody can hear. It's not recorded. You hear about 19.
I've never had a woman tell me that she intentionally did something to get pregnant at the end of a relationship to keep a man. But
why would she tell you?
Would you? Okay, if it happened to you, would you tell it?
No, I wouldn't.
That would be embarrassing. No major announcement.
No. We want this on the record. Okay, hold on, Charlie. We want this on the record. If it was you, would you tell it?
No, but I wouldn't do anything so stupid.
But no, there ain't no but. You wouldn't tell it. Ain't no but. Go ahead, Char.
I wouldn't. That's embarrassing. I would feel dumb.
You would feel dumb. So why do you think they did? Go ahead, Char. Major announcement. We got contributors.
No, I was just responding to her. I'm like, no one would make a major announcement. It wouldn't go. Excuse me, everyone. I'm going to get pregnant on purpose. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Thank you. No one's going to do that.
Okay,
and not only would number one, the reason that you I'm gonna give you the reason. The reason that I know that you wouldn't tell it is, number one, it's an embarrassment. Number two, you need that dude to believe that it was a motherfucking accident and not on purpose. because he's gonna. You laughing? Come on, now, come on.
Because I want you to stop telling our business.
Okay. All right.
Not my business.
Game changer, and man of tomorrow. Okay. Now you said that I'm easy on women. Does this sound like I'm easy on women? Now, does this sound like it?
You know what? I do want to say I have one vivid situation of my best friend growing up. She got pregnant at the end of her relationship with a guy. However, she had been trying to get pregnant the entire time. So it just so happened when he was on his way out the door, she got pregnant.
Just so happened.
So happy.
Just so happened.
No, yes. If she would have been able to, she was young, so she probably didn't know her body, know when she was ovulating. They didn't live together. So it just so happened she got pregnant towards the end of the relationship, and she thought that would keep him, and she was so happy about it.
I got it's one word I make too. Okay, I'm gonna use it here. Bullshit.
That's 2 words.
That's 2 words. I said, well, it's actually 1 word, but I make it 2. All right.
That's funny. Okay, I'm done.
Go ahead, Regina. I know you want in on this, Regina.
Concrete, we was really trying to help each other, girl. They wouldn't let us make it.
Hey. They don't call me the master teacher for nothing. All right.
Yes, sir.